You can kind of see where the eyes go. And again, this is a lot of extra wood here because the eyes go here. Nose will be out like that. Then I'll have a mustache. And then start the beard. And you can kind of see the cuts. This is the face. Now right there is kind of what I work with is the face. You can see the temple, the cheeks, the end of the nose, the cheeks, and the temple over here. And it'll cut out on the eyes. And that's just where I'll start doing the face. And what I do is take a gouge and cut in beside the nose. And I'll go ahead and outline the cheeks. And I'm always changing the way I do this. See what works better. But I do work with, as a rule, just big gouge down to smaller gouges, and then finally the V-tools. And I'll look at the profile. And this right here has to go in quite a bit, so I'll cut that in. And again, this time I'm going to do it with this gouge that I've got to just keep working with that. And then I'll get a smaller gouge because I know it needs to go in more. And now I'm looking at it from the front, so I get a little different view of what I had. And I'm doing the same thing I did with the bigger gouge, cutting up the side of the nose. I'm going to use that to kind of set in the side of the nose. Get a little shallow gouge and got the profile of the nose. I kind of like that. And I'm going to cut in where I see the mustache going. And then the nose is going to go up a lot more from where I had it marked. Make this when it's making the smile. When you smile, you can do it in front of a mirror and see what happens, but don't let other people see it. It looks kind of dumb. But your cheeks kind of push up and be heavy up in here, up like in here. And again, just kind of using these gouges to kind of draw. It'd be like you start out with a big marker and go down to smaller ones, but it keeps you out of trouble sometimes. Okay, so his face is pretty much set up. Got that done. Start with the U to carve. I call it a U gouge. Well, I called it that just now. Anyway, to get that carved in there. Oh man, I need to watch what I'm doing. I don't know how much of that's going to be cut out. Man, I just carved all this in here. I think I was way up here on the face. Anyway, I carved that in with the V-tool, went around where the glove is. This is going to be the bottom of the bag. Went around this fluffy part and outlined the arms with the V-tool. So whatever that I have to cut out. Then just cutting up here to separate the upper arm. Gonna work on this bag a little bit. Give it kind of its final shape. Because then I'm going to outline it with the V-tool. And I've used a big one or a smaller one, and for now, right now on this one, I'm going to use the smaller one. Maybe I should have used the bigger one though. Just bring it on up around the shoulder. And then down to where it comes out on the top of the hand there, right there, around the shoulder back over. And just clean it up with the V-tool. And I'll get a little shallow deal to go in here and just push all that in up under the sack. And clean it up with a V-tool. Okay, I'll work on this hand. And I use this big, I don't know, however many multi-millimeter that is. But it's pretty flat. And just push the glove up under the beard and then work it down toward the bag. have to turn it this way where I can look at it straight on and get a little bit better shape to it. And I'll even use it to shape the bottom of the bag where he's holding on to it. Like I said, I've got 30 or so of these done, and that's the thing about carving from a rough out. It makes this kind of stuff, makes it where you can afford to sell it, because if I had to cut every one of these out from a log with a bandsaw and spend the time roughing it all out, the time on it would be so much. Okay, for the furry part of the sleeve right here, I use a number 11, I think it's an 8 or 9 millimeter, and just put texture on it. And I'll do all this, I'll carve through it pretty fast, and once I have it done and I go back, I'll touch up some details. Like that right there where it goes into the, it's pretty busy right there. This fur piece goes into the glove, into the beard, and the bag. It all meets right there. And I'll have to work that on down. As far as working on this, I'll work down to the bottom, I want to say fringe, but the furry part there, and I'll take this number 11 14 millimeter, and I'll just texture all that, just digging it out like randomly. I don't want a pattern, and that'll help it to look rough. So I'm going to do that all around here. Okay, transitioning to his left hand, I'll take a big V tool, cut in here where the glove, about where the wrist would be, where the glove meets the fuzzy part of the sleeve. I'll texture that in a minute. And again, I'll use this big gouge. Okay, that's pretty much done. But now to put the thumb in there, take a trusty gouge and run it there. Looks like the thumb's a little long, so I'll cut it off. And his finger would be straight up from there, so cut that. That'd be the thumb, and cut out this little chunk that's no good. And go in with this V tool and clean it up. Put it up under that. And I'll come back in and work on that a little bit if need be. And cut this to shape where it'll look like a, I think I said glove earlier, mitten. And then to texture this, just again, just cutting out random pieces, giving it a little texture. By the time it's painted white, people will get the idea that it's a little furry stuff. Got that done with the big V. I'm gonna go in and put in the, separate the arm here up through there. Kind of know where to start it, and the rest is just if it was music you'd say by ear, but I guess by eye you just go up to, went up to about there, and then come in and clean this out. This is the back. That fits better. Okay, we're pretty good there. Okay, so this little glove is done. Ah, well, while I'm here, I'll use the V-tool and go on up this arm. And I'm turning the V-tool kind of on its side and using the wings to, like that, to do some carving to get some stuff off. This rough stuff, I'll turn it over on its side to make the cut up under there, and kind of use the side as a guideline for, from where to cut. I didn't want that cut there, but it'll be okay because that's where I'm going to texture the fur deal around the neck, and this is what this is. And usually I've already went over it. I forgot earlier with the gouge, so it wouldn't be that deep, but carving up there around the bag, getting that kind of cleaned up. While I'm here, I'll go ahead and use that wild cut that I made a while ago and bring that around here. And use that as a separation. Use this as a separation. This is his coat, this is the bag, this will be the furry part, and this will be his hat. This will all be white though. Got most of this outline. Ready to put a little bit better face on it. Gonna go around this little line for where the fur would be. And I don't always carve that What I will this time, just to give it a little bit of definition, because of the grain here, it tends to get a little lost. Now I've got that separated. I think the other stuff here is going to need the smaller V-tool.